think I like to consider myself a global citizen. Let's start right there. Um, Really, we live in a world which no longer has borders. So I like to consider myself a global citizen who is very adaptable because I've had to adapt. Just a little bit of myself. I'm a mother. I'm a wife before I became a mother. I graduated as a medical doctor about 34 years ago. That was in the mid-80s. And all along, I knew exactly what I wanted as far as my convictions were concerned. And so I went on this journey through medical school. I think I was destined to go on that journey to learn something. And what I learned was exactly what has given me my passion for advocating for health and wellness. And I think, life throws things at us. Looking back, I thought it was a major mistake to go through medical school.
Yes.
And I kicked and screamed. But now I understand that I'm actually in a much stronger place having gone through medical school, because I now see exactly what I had seen then and the reason why I didn't want to go to medical school, but it prepared me to deal with the disease crisis and the health crisis that we have today. So I think I'm in a strong position to be a warrior for health. And so the name of my business is Simply Healthier, because when we go back to the basics that are actually written down in a lot of scripture, a lot of old writings, a lot of what our ancestors and grannies and, all those people did, we can see that, hey, we've deviated so far.
Yes.
Time to go back. Time to go back. So that's what I would like to introduce myself as. I'm a grandmother. That is, I've got one granddaughter so far, and I look forward to more grandchildren. Yeah, my children are adults, all of them. Okay, a modern day warrior woman. I thought about it and I thought to myself, one who doesn't fight against, but fights for. Now, you might say, what is all that about? You see, there's so many things we can be against. And, you tell yourself, I'm against this, and I'm against crime, and I'm against violence against. And in the long run, it is so draining. Warriors are supposed to be energetic and strong at all times. A modern day warrior woman should be in a position to fight for a good cause, knowing very well that she is the fighter and therefore has to look after herself. And, it's appalling how we women care about everybody else around us and forget about remaining strong and remaining committed and disciplined to oneself. And so that should be a modern day warrior woman, one who knows that commitment, discipline to herself, to the basics, because those are what ultimately make the bigger picture. Part of my intro actually gave it away in the sense that I kicked and screamed against medical school. Then I settled down and said, let me go through and see what is prepared for me to learn. And yes, I learned a lot. So that identifies me in the sense that I saw and I continue to see what I should actually be fighting for.
Yes.
And look, a lot of diseases today, and actually the World Health Organization has said that by next year, 2020,
yes,
3/4 of deaths, 3 out of every 4 deaths will be as a result of lifestyle diseases. Non-communicable diseases, diseases of choice. And so that has given me the purpose, if you want, to say, my message is very simple.
Yeah.
This wasn't happening a few years ago. In fact, because people then stuck to basics. They ate from the ground, not out of packets. They didn't use as many toxins in today's world, and we've allowed it. We have allowed it. We're not shouting loudly enough because we've allowed advertising and media and all those people to influence us and literally to hijack not only our brains, but our taste buds as well. So what qualifies me as a warrior woman is that after what I've seen in my medical career, I think I can actually stand up and say, wait a minute. Yeah? Can we go back to the basics? Yeah. Now, in my medical practice, I chose to focus on HIV because from a personal story, I lost a lot of relatives from HIV. My eldest brother, the one I come immediately after, passed away the year ARVs came on the market. So he missed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that has grounded me in that groove to talk about HIV. But I've always been talking to people about the value of nutrition. And I've seen it countless times where by just nourishing one, the symptoms are dealt with and the person can then handle ARVs much better than if they were malnourished and so immunocompromised.
Yes.
So that has given me a purpose as a warrior for the HIV, people living with HIV. Has been to come to terms with my purpose and to come to understand that ingrained in my purpose was my career through medical school, my journey through medical school. A lot of people glamorize medical school and internship and community service. But I defy you to speak to any doctor and they'll tell you it's not fun.
Yes.
It's not fun. You can wait to come out at the other end. And I think that's why we are actually having a lot of very unhappy practitioners.
Yes.
Because what's the picture that was conjured up in our minds about, wow, you're going to come out as a doctor and you're going to, have it made. No, it's not like that. So my biggest battle was to tease out my purpose. And my purpose is to be truthful. And my purpose is to actually be honest with everybody I deal with. And I think it has been, okay, let me put it in a nutshell. Yeah. The biggest battle has been to unlearn everything I was ever taught at medical school. And to come back and say, but what are the basics? What did my creator say? Did my creator say that when I have pain, the problem is that I have a severe deficiency of some drug? No, that's not what he said. Okay, so that has been a big battle, but it has also been a natural battle for me because that's how I was wired, if I may put it that way. That's how I have always been inclined. So now I'm taking on the war. I've fought many little battles, many little battles, but the bigger war is to see how we can impact the health of communities by empowering them with the right education. Well, one is to identify the purpose. And that's a journey all on its own. Some identify it quickly, others have to be guided. But there is a lot of guidance around. Then, after that, be committed, be disciplined, have respect for yourself, and then you'll be able to respect others. And respect is so closely linked with love, because if you can love yourself, you'll respect yourself. And you'll actually then choose what you do to yourself and how you feed your body, how you exercise it. I've got an exercise routine that has helped to keep me flexible, because I realize that if I don't set time aside, then, well, I'll be 60 in a few months' time. Then I'll be running into problems. So commitment, discipline, and self-respect and self-love in order to love and respect others is so crucial after identifying, why am I here? What hurts me? What hurts you? You know? I think there is a lot of peer pressure.
Yes.
There is too much peer pressure. So it depends on which peer group you choose to belong to. Unfortunately, it's so easy to fall into the peer group of the victim. And when you're in that victim peer group, you can never be a warrior. You'll be busy fighting against whatever situation. So you need to jump out of there quickly into the victor peer group, yes. And become a real warrior. And then you'll be encouraged by your peers. And what I'm trying to point at is I really, really believe in community. You cannot do life alone. And so one thing that characterizes a warrior in our time is to recognize community and the value and importance thereof. One word of affirmation and encouragement. A lot of us women battle the bulge. That's quite a side swipe.
Yes, okay? It is.
A tangent. We do battle the bulge, and there are many factors that lead. Okay, like I used to be really trim. I mean, you're looking at me now because I've worked. I decided and worked to get back to this size. But there was a time after my babies and for several years after that where I put on weight and I started feeling uncomfortable in my own skin because I knew that it isn't just weight. It could lead to pathological situations, all these non-communicable diseases that we're talking about. Because, you know that as one grows older, we expect to develop arthritis and high blood pressure, and we expect all these things. So what I'm trying to encourage women to do is to stop expecting the negative and actually decide that you want to be a true warrior where you are in control of how your life turns out. Rather than allowing life to happen to you, make life happen.